Today we are going to be working on a 20-ounce skinny from the Still Magnolia. I will have a discount code linked for you down in the description. I'm going to tape off about 3 inches at the top and about 3 inches at the bottom. Once you have that taped off, we're going to paint the middle section red. I am using Barn Red from Dixie Belle Paints. Now that your paint is all dry, you're going to take just a little bit of epoxy to apply our glitter with the epoxy method. Just right there in the center, don't worry about placing your epoxy on the stainless steel. And then starting with our chunkiest glitter first, mine is called Santa's Suit. We're just gonna sporadically place a little bit all over the red part, and then we're gonna go in with a little bit of chrysalis, and then a little bit of flannel and a little bit of 24K Magic, and you can go back and forth with these glitters until you get full coverage. Now that that epoxy layer has cured, we are going to take some low tack painter's tape, and we are just going to tape off the top and bottom section of our cup. And if you are going to use spray paint in the next step, make sure you tape off your glitter completely. I'm going to be using chalk paint for this step. You can also use acrylic paint or spray paint, but I am going to be using the Glitter Color Champagne, which is a really light gold color. So I just found the lightest color of chalk paint that I had on hand. It doesn't have to match perfectly, but I am just going to paint the top and bottom of my tumbler. When your paint is all dry, we're going to take just a little bit of epoxy and apply it to the top and bottom really thinly, just a thin enough layer that your cup is tacky all over. You don't want to be heavy-handed here or it will make your glitter lay flat and it doesn't give you that really sparkle effect that we're looking for. So just apply your epoxy at the top and bottom, and then you're going to take your glitter color. I chose the glitter color Champagne. It is one of my favorite go-to golds, and we're just going to apply that onto the epoxy, and then right after your glitter is applied, you can remove the tape. Once that epoxy has cured, you are going to want to take some sort of a clear spray sealer. I prefer the Krylon or Rust-Oleum triple thick, and I usually do 2 to 3 fairly heavy coats, and then that will ensure that your glitter does not move when you move on to this step, which is applying your epoxy until your cup is smooth. Now we are going to take our leaf pattern and we're only going to select the leaves and cut them out, leaving the dots behind for another step. I cut this out of removable or temporary vinyl, but that is definitely not a must. You can use any vinyl you have on hand, and we are just going to place those leaves right in the center of our cup. You can see that my leaves overhang on the gold, but that's not a big deal. You can leave them as is. If you really want to get technical, you can trim them off, but I promise it's not going to matter in the next step. Now we are going to tape off the top and bottom section of our cup, completely covering that gold. I usually take some press and seal plastic wrap and place it around the top and bottom, and then just use some tape to secure it tightly around the top. Well, this can of spray paint has definitely seen better days, but it was the last one at the store and it's the color I really wanted. It is called Ivory Silk. We are going to take that outside and spray paint the center. Once your paint is dry, we're going to go ahead and pick off all of those leaves. since some of our leaves were overhanging onto the gold, you can go ahead and remove the tape and the plastic wrap to continue on removing all of the leaves that are trapped under there. I decided I wanted my leaves outlined, so I went ahead and made a small offset on the pattern previously and cut it out of Tech Wrap Crafts textured vinyl in champagne. I tried to keep this all in one section just so I could lay it down perfectly and roll it around and apply the leaves all in one step. But I actually found it a lot easier to just cut them out individually. I was also concerned, because we have raw paint with no epoxy over it, that the transfer tape would take up my paint job. So I just ended up cutting them out individually, finding the shape of the leaf and outlining it that way. Now we are going to cut all those abstract dots out of the same textured champagne vinyl. And before I move on, I'm going to take a piece of parchment paper and place that on the backing of my transfer tape, just so I can line it up on my cup and make sure none of those dots are going to cover the leaves. Once I figure out where the placement of those are going to go, I'm going to just take and peel back a little bit and tack it down. Once you have it tacked down in place, it's safe to remove that parchment paper and just continue applying those dots all the way around your cup. If you have any of those little dots hanging over, just go ahead and trim those with an X-Acto knife and pick them up. I cut out some 1/8 inch stripes out of that textured vinyl, and I'm just placing it around the top of the paint and the bottom of the paint. Now that your epoxy has cured, it is time to add the decal of your choice. I went with this one that says Cozy Season, which is available in my shop. I am applying it using the original tilted cup stand from AB Designs Co. It just gives you that perfect angle for precise placement. And here is our tumbler all finished. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please remember to like and subscribe to my channel and look for me on all other social media platforms under Diamonds and Dust. Don't forget to check out my Facebook group in the links where I go over more tips and tricks. And I also have a mentorship group that teaches more intermediate tumbler designs. That is also an SVG club. That link is also in the description.